Looks like you found yourself at Myths, Monsters, and Mullets. I am your host, John Methenkamp. If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, you can email me at mythsandmullets@gmail.com. And when I say paranormal, I mean UFOs, Bigfoot, any kind of cryptid. Maybe you saw a ghost. I want to hear it. mythsandmullets@gmail.com. Really want to thank everybody for all the support you've been giving me over the last couple months. Finally hit 600 subscribers. It's all because of you. If you haven't yet, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Like, comment, share, tell a friend about the show. Let's get to 1,000. And after you watch this episode, make sure you look down below. Look at the description. You'll find all my favorite podcasts down there. You'll see Nevermore Hollows, of course, Drunken Cryptids, Chumming with the Spirits, Lodge Tales, so much more. Make sure you're following them. I think you'll like them. And tell them John sent you. Tonight's episode is a good one. We have Hunting Ghost and Making Toast come on the show. If you watched last week's episode, you saw it was a live replay from TikTok Live back in May, where Hunting Ghost and Making Toast made a guest appearance, and we talked a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight. When Bradley came back for the one-on-one interview, we have Bradley's partner, Kaylin, to also talk about what goes on in their haunted house. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Out in the woods, shadows creep slow. Footprints deep where no man should go. Cold winds howl through hollers and brooks. Whispers of Bigfoot in the way it looks. Myths, monsters, and bullets in the night. Under a pale moon, strange glowing light. Truth out there like a blade it cuts. Myths, monsters, and bullets run amok.
Welcome back to Myths, Monsters, and Mullets. I am your host, John Methenkamp. On tonight's show, we have Hunting Ghost and Making Toast. I met them on TikTok just a few nights ago, and we kind of hit it off pretty quick. It came in my live, and yeah, it was a fun time. And that will get its own episode here right before this episode drops. So if you're hearing this right now, podcast time travel, you already seen the other episode. So, Hunting Ghost and Making Toast, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Darling, you want to go first?
I'm Kaylin. I'm a co-investigator.
And I am Bradley, lead investigator. Kaylin, there's more to you.
I'm an intuitive, claircognizant, and clairsentient, and clairaudient.
All the Claires.
All the Claires.
All the Claires.
Clairvoyant
Well,
at
I can
times.
just start calling you Claire then.
Claire. Yeah.
Just she's not an eclair, like one of those really tasty treats. That'd be nice too.
And Bradley, what about you?
Oh my gosh. I am from Toronto, Canada originally. 2017 I moved here for reasons that will be too long to explain. But I stayed because I love Kentucky so much, with the exception of the allergies, because I've never experienced such torment in my life until I landed in the land of banjo, where everyone speaks like a banjo. I just kind of obsessed with the paranormal. I think it kind of really started with, unfortunately, Zach Bagans. And seeing him on TV, and then the recent controversy. I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole other ball game right there. But just basically watching all the things on, online, and a lot of the CGI being used, and just a general kind of interest in the mysterious, the unknown, everything really in that realm. So I drained my wallet and all of my savings on equipment and started renting out everywhere that I could. And then we just accidentally stumbled upon buying a haunted house. And now we're saving money because we don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I
And
guess it is a plus and a curse. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's
also,
not a
it's a
curse.
blessing for us. When we started looking for a house, we walked into this one and immediately we're like, oh, this is
This is the
it. This
one.
is the one. We hope we've got plenty of extra guests here.
Yeah, we like turned on our spirit apps.
We were touring the house and we had our spirit apps in our pockets.
The real estate agent's like, what the heck? And
I mean, is that something like when you go on the real estate app, you can like choose? I need something haunted.
no, and they also don't tell you that there's a cemetery in the yard and people died in certain rooms, because that did happen here, and we only found that out in the past week. Just passersby, neighbors telling us.
Confirmed. I picked up on that being there, but the neighbors confirmed the other day, which was nice.
Yeah, I was just outside trying to push mow where the plumbing was fixed. Push mow, like manual blades, like 8 foot.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I needed it gone, and I just working on my fitness goals. You know what I mean? I was like, this is gonna be a good one. So, and the guy next door comes over. He's like, hey, you got people buried in your yard. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, there's a whole ass cemetery back there. And I was like, okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So we're going to actually have a guy come out with ground penetrating radar. We looked into buying one, but it was like $9,000. And then we looked into a guy coming out to do it, and it was like $200. We're like, we don't really need it like long term. So yeah, right. And then I went to the post office, as I normally do, because I ship things out, and people buy some equipment and stuff like that I want to buy more equipment. So I'm like, what can I lose right now? And so they know me well there, and they introduced me to this lady, Lisa, who wants us to come and investigate the county library there, because I guess the whole county's haunted. And I told her,
actually, I think the whole state of Kentucky's haunted.
it really has some,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, rich history for sure. You got Waverly, you got Bobby Mackey's, a lot of heavy hitters. But she just so happens to be part of a volunteer organization that has cadaver dogs.
Oh,
so synchronicities, just like in 2 days, and we had a kid walking down the street that's pointing at our house, and it's like, yeah, I did that roof. That wasn't supposed to be there. That wasn't supposed to be there. And I'm like, hello, excuse me, sir. Are you talking about my house? And he's like, yeah. I did this, and the contractors did all this stuff that made it look pretty, and it wasn't. And I'm like, you want to come in? And he's like explaining everything. He's like, someone died in that room. Someone died in that room. And it's like the rooms that are the hot spots, getting actual names. It's just wild. So it's just kind of day after day, we're finding out new things, spending time at the archives, the county clerk. And it's too much to debunk. And if anyone knows me, they know I am a master debunker. I will debunk until I know for sure, like that I cannot explain.
We started picking up things before we even actually moved in. Like we had the offer on the house, and a couple weeks later, my dad sends me a picture from the Zillow listing that he'd circled something, and it was a very clear face looking out the window, and it was on Zillow, like
this, like this.
and I was like zooming in, thinking, which window of the house is this? Where's the sun at? Could it be cast in a shadow? Was there a tree that's no, sun was directly overhead. There's nothing across from that window that could have caused it. I called my dad, and he's doing this like little chuckle that he does, and I was a little scared at the time, but I was also more excited because first day we moved in, we didn't even start unpacking anything except the equipment. We're like, break out the sweep radio, get the Mel meter.
Oh yeah, it just turned into impromptu investigation, which is pretty much every night at this point. We know their names, they respond back. they told us their names before we went to the archives, and we cross-referenced everything. And it's been the most mind-blowing experience, because when you go to different locations, you do your research. I mean, you should do your research. And some of it's bogus. We all know that. And some of it's true, but to see this many connections, it's unexplainable. You just can't explain it. And all of what she's talking about, like the picture from Zillow, the sweep radio. We asked the sweep radio, how many spirits are in the window at our new house? Is there one or is there more? And right away it says there's 3. And this is like a custom built sweep radio from the UK, like one of those geoports that you see on all the cool shows. It's been blowing us away every single day. So why not share it with the world, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you came on Myths, Monsters, and Mullets to share it.
Yeah, we're happy to be here.
So
I think our goal kind of at this point is we both kind of feel like we've reached that point where we have more evidence than we're able to debunk. So we're at the point like, okay, now we're true believers. We have the things that we just can't explain. And now it's focusing on actually building a relationship with I don't even like to refer to them as spirits anymore. We just say the other people who live here.
Like, what up, homies?
Yeah,
we're home.
It's just we have the tripwire wrapped around the stairwell, and I called it my redneck Christmas lights because they stay up all year long. And oh yeah, Gretchen Wilson for the win.
Right.
So we flip it on every night at 10:30, and we're like, 10:30, family time, y'all. And not even a couple minutes later, boop, boop, boop.
It's lighting up
It's
like a
the
Christmas tree.
See them come right down the stairs. Time for family
Yeah,
time.
like, hey, Herbert, how you doing? Because, that's the gentleman that unfortunately he had a heart attack on the stairwell. And that's, there's a video that we have on the other platform that we use. Am I allowed to
TikTok.
say TikTok? Am I allowed to say TikTok?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay. Now you have to edit that. I'm sorry. And that. Okay.
So I might bleep that one word, but other than that, I'm probably not editing it.
Okay. I hope we're not too big of a hassle. We're still learning.
No.
It's just we've been like under a rock really, and just kind of boycotting people because a lot of people suck. And, it's hard to find good people in the world. And honestly, TikTok, there's been the paranormal community on TikTok has been the most supportive I have ever found. And that was a big surprise to me, because my main deterrent from going on that platform was that I didn't feel tech savvy enough to use it because it's so confusing. But now there's a lot of apps that can literally tell me everything I need to know about what to do step by step. So that's what I've been using, and it's been going well. So yeah, here I am talking in circles like I do. ADHD, LMNOP, QRST. But
You're fine.
I want to talk about cryptids too, because I'm interested, because I know that's like your main squeeze other than your awesome mullet. But I've never really, what do you think about Canada and Bigfoot? Because I want to know your take on it, because I know a lot of people are like, Canada's where Bigfoot's at. And then they're like, this is where the most sightings are. But I hear so much about Canada. Have you traveled there for any of that?
I have not traveled to Canada, but I can tell you this.
Okay.
The farther north you get, as with most mammals, things get bigger. Just like the deer in our area, because you guys aren't far from me, are much bigger than the deer that are down south, like in Florida or Mississippi and things like that. They have to get bigger as you go north to handle the winter. So the same thing is being reported with Bigfoot. The Bigfoot that are in Canada, you get reports of 12 feet.
It's cold there.
Right. But then you go down south, like into Texas, and they're talking, 6.5, 7.5 feet, up maybe 8 feet. In our area, 8 to 10 feet, and it's that same pattern that you see with mammals. So that leads me to believe that that they are flesh and blood in some respect.
Right.
But I mean, we can talk Bigfoot all night, but
Right.
this isn't about me. This is about you.
I was just interested on your take in Canada and Bigfoot, just because it is a thing, and a lot of things that I watch on it do kind of touch on it, because I haven't really touched on the the cryptid stuff, and I'll be honest, and we'll get back to us, I promise. It's I know that we're all old enough to know. Remember the Montel Williams show?
Oh yeah,
Sylvia Brown.
Yeah.
I think your daughter's in the back of the river. Yeah, that one. I don't know how she ever pulled her pants down, man, with them nails, but she ruined me, because I would tune into Montel after coming home from school, rollerblading almost like to my death, is to get to Montel in time. And she released a book called Secrets and Mysteries of the World, about like the chupacabra and Bigfoot, vampires, all these other things. And I read it 3 times. I loved it. And then, all the things came out about her being a fraud. And then I was like, was anything she said ever true? So I kind of just threw it to the side, but whatever. I don't know why I needed to bring, I'm still mad at it. I'm still mad at her. Clearly, I haven't let it go.
This is a grudge that's went on for 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, man. Well, I mean, it was the whole Amanda Berry thing. Remember in Ohio with her, and I actually went to the house. They tore it down, Ariel Castro's house, and there's a picture of me in front of it going. I wanted to knock on the door across the street to see if that guy was Big Mac, the guy that interviewed, see if he was still living there. But yeah, back to ghosty stuff.
What's your take on Bigfoot? Do you ever try to see? I told you I love rabbit holes, because so like the Loch Ness monster, Nessie, for example, is, what if she's a Leopleurodon who just got stuck in the lake during the Ice Age and she made it? And same with Bigfoot. What if it's just an unevolved human that just continued to reproduce, and it's its own species now, and it's intelligent enough to stay hidden from civilization?
I'm going to tell you when anybody gives me their opinion on what any of these cryptids are, I'm going to give you my answer. You're absolutely right. Because nobody knows.
Yeah,
nobody knows. Your answer is just as valid as anybody else's answer.
I want to know.
Yeah. I think.
But that's where we all have to work together,
right,
to compare notes and and think outside the box. Think about there's a lot of people, especially Bigfoot. Bigfoot's a big one that you've got the flesh and blood people, you've got the there's a flesh and blood component with supernatural component, and then you got the people that is just supernatural. And a lot of times there's people who just they don't want to hear anything else.
Mm-hmm.
The flesh and blood people is like they don't do anything weird. They're just an ape. You're just whatever. But nobody's an expert. So everybody's answer is correct until it's proven wrong. Right now, everything is correct. That's my answer.
I'm going spiritual, supernatural with that, because like, where them bodies at? If they're flesh and blood, where are the bodies at? Where are the bones at? Do they live forever? Do they hide forever? I don't know.
But the argument to that is, how many times have you seen bare bones? How many times have you seen, you see a lot of deer bones because they get hit on the road, and there's so many of them. But, there's animals in my area. I don't remember the last time I saw fox bones. There's fox around here.
You barely even see a fox, actually.
You're opening up a rabbit hole for me that I don't think you realize right now. But yeah, my.
So let's get back to you guys though.
Yeah.
Because people hear my opinions all the time. So, what? We'll start with Kaylin. What was your first paranormal encounter that you remember?
Ooh, gosh, my first
House.
Yeah.
Dad's house, probably.
Yeah, I would say it was it?
She was carried up the stairs to bed by an unknown entity.
I don't know if that was my first one. But I know when I was probably 6 or 7, my brother's a few years younger than me. He typically was awake before me and would go running up and down the halls and giggling and laughing, which I'm not a morning person. So at 8 years old, 7, 8 years old, I would get up and start yelling at him to go away. And one morning I remember hearing the running back and forth, and I got up to yell at him, and he was just snoozing in his just cozy as could be. And I was a kid, so I didn't even really know what, spirits were, paranormal. I wasn't aware, but when it kept happening for 3, 4 mornings in a row, it kind of started to creep me out a little bit because I was wondering who was there. And I never really did figure it out, other than when I got older, because I grew up in that house and lived there all the way through high school. So as I started to figure out, my intuitive abilities, I started to pick up on things as I got older. So I would start to see the shadows, and I would start to feel the energy of things around, and I would start waking up, at a very specific time every single morning between 3 and 4 a.m. And then I figured out, yeah, there's something here
I'm
special that I'm gonna have to deal with. I gotta figure it out. And that's when I really started my spiritual journey, and trying to figure out what it is that, like, how I operated. Why can I feel this? Why can I see this? And I did. I learned on my own, because I didn't have, I didn't come from a spiritual family in that regard. So I just had to learn and kind of pave my own way. And I think that's really
an ancestry.com or genealogy.
Oh yeah. But that's where my interest really started with the paranormal. And I, when I left that house, as I started my own life, I grew up, and I didn't really have any paranormal experiences for a while, but it was always sitting there in my mind. I would reflect on it pretty regularly, and I loved watching ghost hunting shows, and that's how we became such good friends to start with. Well, it blossomed after that. that was like the start of the journey. Was we figured out that we were both like so into that kind of thing, and then when we started ghost hunting together, that's where really we experienced.
Yeah, I was like, if you don't ghost hunt, like, go away, because I'm upset.
Deal breaker.
It is. It's non-negotiable, because it's just any extra time I have, it's doing this. It's setting up equipment. It's exhausting. I mean, for anybody else that does it, I typically do it on my own, because I just want her to be out there feeling her feels and stuff. So it is a lot, changing batteries at the beginning of every investigation, when you have a million different devices that take like 9 volts. It gets expensive, very expensive.
Right. Right.
But yeah, just to mention, because she never does, the intuitive abilities, she also is a generational descendant of Sarah Good. And if anyone who knows anything about the Salem witch trials, Sarah Good was the first woman to be unalived during those trials. So she is a direct generational descendant. Is that how you would explain it?
Yeah. And so it started with, my dad got me a 23andMe for, the DNA testing part one summer because I was really bored. And then
COVID.
Rabbit hole with that in and of itself. But then I started doing a family tree on Ancestry, connecting with all these people, relatives I didn't know I had. Kept going back and back and back, and then I saw, Salem and Sarah Good, and that was on this part is kind of gets me still to this day. But so that was on my dad's maternal side was where the Sarah Good came in. But on my dad's paternal side, went back to Ephraim Wilds, who was the constable that convicted them during the witch trials. So talk about duality. And
Right.
yeah, so that part, but
so that's wifey right there.
But I really would love to get with a genealogist in the area, because there are chances that some of the records are inaccurate, or just there's a lot of misinformation out there too on the internet. So I would like to get with a genealogist to confirm that, somebody who's a professional and does that for a living, because I think that would be just really cool to be able to confirm. But
for sure.
A side note on paranormal experiences regarding the house that I grew up in. So I actually had 2022. I had moved in with my dad for 3 months in the basement of that house, and so immediately I started to pick up on this presence again that I remembered from when I was in high school, except it felt a lot stronger. And my brother had come over to visit as well. We were just having a family cookout, and him and I were just talking about dreams and things that we'd had or what we felt in the house. Because oddly enough, we'd never really shared that kind of thing growing up together. So we were talking about this like dark mist that we'd seen, and we felt like, we were waking up at, usually it was 3:15 a.m. He was doing the same thing, turns out.
Smelling burnt toast.
So we would wake up at the same time, and it was like we could feel something trying to overpower us in our sleep. And it was like we knew that was happening and woke up just in time. And so
sleep paralysis, I think?
We thought it was at first, but then my dad had said, he overheard us. He comes in, he was like, yeah, he said, it sounded like a lot of times you guys were, speaking a different language in your sleep, and it freaked me out. And I remember so my dad was raised Methodist, but he was not, I never knew him to be a churchgoer. But we did have this, it was probably, it was a big thing, like 3-pound chunk of glass that had Jesus carved in it, and it'd sit on this wood thing with light. It would shine Jesus on the ceiling. And he moved that into my bedroom one time, and I woke up to this loud thump, and that chunk of glass with Jesus on it had just been thrown across the floor. And I didn't really remember even, my dad never talked about what we were doing in our sleep and it ever being a thing. So my brother Landon and I never put the pieces together. So we start talking again about this presence that we were feeling. And I had my Angelica oil with me, and I had said to my brother, because he's like, I'm just scared to sleep in here. Like, I've been out of this house for so long. What if it comes after me again? And I said, take this Angelica oil and anoint your bedroom door before you go to sleep. Close the door. And so we did. The next morning, my dad comes out and says, I had just the wildest dream. Instantly, me and my brother were like, go on. And he said that this weird scratching sound woke him up, and he swears that he felt like he was awake and got out of bed, looks down the hall and sees this dark cloaked figure standing outside my brother's bedroom door trying to get in, and it couldn't. And he said it looked like it was so angry because it couldn't cross the threshold of that door.
She's like, nah, you're not coming in no more.
And my dad, like, never, my dad is such a dry man and a straightforward man. He doesn't believe in that kind of stuff, or even if he does, he never really talks about it. So my brother and I were just like, ooh, so like we anointed this thing out of here and didn't even tell my dad what we were doing. And immediately he had that dream that he saw it and basically said, oh yeah, it looked like it was pissed because it couldn't get in Landon's door.
But you said that when he looked at the Zillow listing, he said he saw a face. Does that mean that he kind of believes now, or?
I wonder that about him.
He's a man of mystery.
He really is. He is a man of mystery. And I think he kind of got a kick out of it, because I remember when I was in middle school, one time he got this book from the library and it had like patterns on it. And if you looked at the patterns long enough, you could see certain pictures, but not everybody can do that. And so we would have a lot of fun doing, trying to see who could see whatever the hidden image was first within the pattern. So I think that when he caught that was kind of a good memory for him and something that he enjoyed doing, but also he knew that we do what we do with paranormal things, and he just got a big kick out of it. So I don't know if he really believes. He might now, since he's been watching our videos.
He's an observer. He's one of those people that just like, he'll stand and observe and feel things out, and he just won't share. But he's just very guarded, and he reminds me of my father. He looks exactly like Bruce Willis. And growing up, I was always asked by my friends, well, one, is he married? Like, is their marriage okay? Because he's hot. And number two, is he deaf and mute? Because I haven't heard him speak. It's just a very...
My kids got that all the time, too.
They're going. But yeah, no, she's super gifted, and it's such a bonus to find someone with such a unique skill set that matches your interest. I've been searching, I've been ridiculed, I've been made fun of. You know how people are, and it's a niche that you just really have to take it seriously. And I wish more people would, instead of monetizing on the deceased. I think that really needs to stop. And I think that's why that, we agreed to make our way to TikTok, is because we're tired of seeing, the dead being monetized. I think it's disrespectful. And we genuinely want to communicate, develop a rapport, help if we can, or if they're just like be chilling so long, just stuck on this repetition or residual and just want to have something to say, we want to be the ones on the other end to be like, hey, we're here, we're not going to hurt you, we want to talk. And they're talking.
Oh, they do. And it's nice because we are, I think, progressing in depth as far as the things that we speak to them about. We're getting to the point where we're asking things like, what's your favorite memory? Or what's something that made you really happy? What kind of flowers do you want us to bring to your gravesite?
Because we did find them. They are just a mile down the road. This house has a lot of history. I think that's buried too. I mean, literally, which is what's going to, that's top of the list. Cause I mean, we're going to go live during all of it. Cadaver dogs coming in. We're going to go live. Ground penetrating radar going to go live. Like, we're going to keep people like in real time updated on what's going on. First time in the attic live this Saturday. Not the first time in the basement, but like, honestly, low-key, like, I have not gone down there by myself. Like, it's like The Conjuring. It is so scary. We have some crazy videos down there and so much editing and so much stuff to release. But the house is alive, and it seems more like Grand Central Station. Like there's a lot of people that have lived here throughout the years, but there's a lot of passers through, I think, with the land. So it's just very, you never know what you're going to get. And we're constantly hearing people walking above us. That's the attic. And we're like, oh my God. I was videotaping last night because it sounded like somebody was pushing a wheelchair around the attic. And that's scary because her brother Landon poked his head up there and he's like, there's nothing. Like, there's nothing. So when we heard the thing rolling around, we're like,
I mean, we hear footsteps and everything. Like and it just sounds like somebody has heavy boots on walking above us.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the whole county has become so involved, which is so cool too, because we just bought the house in December. So we're newbies, and we moved from like an hour from here. We're just outside Cincinnati and Florence. So small town, and just getting car tags. We're like giving our stickers out. They're like, oh, well, we have this with experiences. License plates are flying off the walls. So they literally let us come in and investigate the county clerk's office on their lunch hour.
Really?
So yes, we went through that. They're giving us access to the old Owen County jail that has been closed for, I don't know, 30, 40 years. And it still remains exactly the same, except for the basement that's used as, I think, like EMT dispatch, which we're not allowed down there, but we're waiting to get in there. Just a phone call. And then the library, we're partnering with them during, Halloween months. We're going to be on their calendar doing, I guess, impromptu investigations. We're going to open up our house, teach people how to investigate properly, equipment, stuff like that, how to do it safely, crystals, all that fun stuff. And I think it's just really cool. We're like, how much do you charge? We're like, nothing. Like, we just love this. And there's like, oh no, honey, we have some budget. We'll pay you. And we're like, what? But like, we would totally do it for free. It's just like, it's more than a hobby. It's more of just like a passion. It's an obsession. And I totally understand, any passion or obsession. I don't judge,
Right.
Let's go camping. Let's find Bigfoot.
Right. And then
I'm totally down.
On our way back, we can stop by your house and we can do a joint TikTok.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Live, and we'll investigate your house.
Yeah. What do you think about, because a lot of people are sliding in my DM saying, why don't you open your house for tours? And now I don't want to go the whole Airbnb route because I don't want my house burnt down and pooped on, but like maybe like an 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. where like maybe we're present and they can investigate with us, like collab. Like, I don't know. Do you think that's a good idea? Because something's telling me
I don't
yes.
like people in my house.
I don't either.
No. I mean, like if you guys were up here, that would be fine.
Yeah.
We've at least had a conversation,
Exactly.
Yeah. See, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like if there's certain people we've had a conversation with, but like leave it like book our house now. No. Because also I don't think the other people who live here would really be too fond of that. They pick up on people's energy. And like if our energy is off, they ain't having it. We will not get a single piece of evidence. Like they're tucking tail and they're like,
they want us to be happy. They're like, guys,
get it together.
Yeah. If there's any stress, high stress, they don't engage.
Not at all.
It's such a learning curve, but
we've had people over that they just were not fond of, and they were like salty with us. They did not come out to talk for probably a week, and then
don't come back and then say the person's name.
Right. And then we were reviewing footage from like the week prior to that person coming over, and we'd asked, we said, so-and-so's coming to visit. Would you like that? And we didn't even catch it, but straight up, they were like, no. And so then we let them in, and I'm like, oh, I get why they were mad. They said no, and we did it anyway.
Every investigator knows that if you're using things like spirit boxes, or I mean, we have boom mics set up all over the house with, rigged GoPros and like with the converted lens to IR, and we have them set up all the time. Everyone knows that you're not going to hear 80% of what's going on in real time. It's after the editing process that everything really comes through. Plus you're in the moment, your adrenaline's running high, and I'm just like, what did it say? And she's like, it said legs. And I was like, I thought it said pajamas. I was like, but it's so much fun. And then you feel like you're in a time warp because, when you're having fun, time just stops existing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to what you said about having people come in the house, with your, you guys are on TikTok now.
Yeah.
People are going to see what you have in your house.
Yeah.
She mentioned
And
that.
it could
Yeah,
be
I'm like,
a reason for them, hey, they're opening up their house. I can stake this place out. And, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. That's just me.
Mine changed. Mine changed.
I was one of the first things I said. I was like, don't do a walkthrough tour of the house. Like, there are people who could literally sit and map out a floor plan of a house and figure out where you live. Like, there's people who are just crazy intelligent, skilled, and wicked with the worst intentions. And I don't you can never be too careful. So I'm not big on completely showing every bit of the house, and
I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. I mean,
She's right.
I've made a lot of friends through Facebook and through podcasting and through TikTok and things like that. But I'm very I can't trust everybody. Can't trust everybody, It's gotta be
bad. I'm bad. It's a learning curve for me.
There has to be a really good vibe felt between me and that person before, some people have my personal phone number. Most people do not, and, there has to be a really firm sense of trust before I would do that. I wouldn't just let anybody come to my house. There's no way. No way.
So, I mean, that's good to keep in mind because, I don't want to directly throw it off the table because it could be cool, but, having that kind of period of, starting at the bottom of the ladder and making their way up. I've always been the type of person to you're going to start at the top and, you make it down. No, it should have been the other way around. If that makes sense. Does that analogy make sense to anyone, or did I just make no sense?
It makes sense to me.
Okay, cool. Because I just made it up. But I trust people because for some strange reason, despite all the crazy stuff that's happened to me and, people have taken advantage of my kindness, I just have this innate trust that people are good. And that's not right. It's I want to believe the best in people, but it's just not a thing. I watch Dateline. Come on, Amanda.
Right.
But
right.
She's teaching me to be a little bit more, conscious of, boundaries and trust and definitely picking up on the vibes that I feel, because apparently I am very intuitive, which I have been told from when I was very young, because my mom had psychic parties in the basement when we were growing up. Yeah, she did. It wasn't Sylvia Brown, but probably better off that way, even though I wished it was back then. But she would have them in the basement, and because you had to be 18, my brother and I had to leave the house, and the table would be folded out and tarot cards and crystals, and some of them really kind of nailed a lot of the paths that I've crossed in my lifetime, down to what I went to school for first, didn't go on with, and moved into this and that. But I don't know where I was going with that. This ADHD is a lot.
Boundaries,
create.
But a point with that, and feeling the vibes and things. That's so.
Squirrel.
That I swear.
Oh my God, my mom does that. Hey, look, a chicken.
I swear, man.
But
gotta love me.
When we go into any investigation together, I am very mindful about the vibes that I'm picking up on, especially in a particular area, and because sometimes I'm picking up on an energy just from the area itself, and sometimes it's tied into a presence that's in that area. So I have to discern between the two first, but it's the same with spirits as it is with people. If you're picking up a bad vibe, or something says it's not right, and you want to address the spirit and speak to the spirit, just don't be too trusting with the answers, because a real person can't attach to you in spirit and wreak havoc on your life every day. So if you're too trusting with a spirit that's like, oh yeah, I'm just misunderstood, yeah, sure, misunderstood, and then latches on and comes home and causes all kinds of stuff. So I think it's just as important to be mindful of boundaries and trusting your instincts with people you can't see who are no longer living.
Yeah, like the ones in the well at Bobby Mackey's. When Bradley was a novice investigator, because I actually used to live right across the street from Bobby Mackey's, and I have I have his phone number. We talk. There's everybody should know it's now demolished, but they are rebuilding on the land. It is in the works, but that was actually one of my first investigations. Aside from like Randolph County Infirmary, big ones, like big places. And I just went down there like a hellcat. And if anyone's been to Bobby Mackey's, there's a fence around where Carl dug the well. Amanda in her Doc Martens, Jet Li's over that fence, sits in the well. And I'm like, come at me, demons. And it didn't work out too well for me, honestly, because that's when I was very, very skeptical. And situations like what happened following that, that turned me into a skeptical believer. And now I'm like, believer. I'm a believer. I think I'm a believer. Believer, not Justin Bieber. I'm a believer. But I honestly, I had something following me around for sure. Like I had footsteps behind me back and forth on carpet while I would be working in my old apartment. And it scared me. My cat would just stare into the distance. I would hear things, and I don't think I'm just living in an apartment building. I always debunk things. I'm like, oh, nothing touched me. It was a piece of hair or a floof that was in the air. I must have left the tap on. I didn't I opened that cupboard. I forgot to shut it. Just stuff like that. But looking back, I'm like, nah, there was something from Bobby Mackey's that followed me home for sure. I ended up having to have like a shamanic cleansing, which didn't actually work. I didn't know it didn't work until after going to Randolph County Infirmary this past Halloween. The most wild investigation, I think, on record, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I had to, like, cleanse the hell out of us 2-3 times to get rid of stuff.
I almost aborted, like,
to put in some work.
$1,000 worth of equipment in the basement. I was like, forget it. Let's just go. Leave it all. I'm not going back down there. But we waited till daylight, and I was like, no, I'm not wasting the money. Let's go. But like, we have to hold hands and go very slow. I've never been that scared, but there is a video that we have posted where you've been there before. So yeah. In the basement where you have Doris's kitchen, the lovely Doris.
And anybody that's listened to my show that's heard me talk about my experiences there, most of our activity happened in the kitchen. And in the morgue area.
Doris is so lovely, and a wonderful EVP from Doris. But there's like the two entrances to the kitchen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the one that's so when you're walking towards the kitchen, you have the one to the left, and you have the one to the right that goes into that concrete room with literally nothing inside it. You know what I'm doing? Which goes to the hallway where they have like the butcher's room. That hallway's some next level. Like that's where she picked up on some craziness. You too? Yeah. So we heard literally a gunshot. Like it sounded like it left the ringing in your ears. Could have been like
maybe a firecracker, maybe a cherry bomb, but like inside the building. And when you have a building like that, that's concrete with
And it was inside the room. Like we could feel the vibrations from how loud the sound was. Like I could feel it vibrate my hair.
I still feel it in my stomach right now. Like it was so terrifying, and I have never in my life had such an audible sound, but picked up on the camera that like penetrated through our whole body. And she was like in this like weird fugue state where she wouldn't listen to me. All the lights died on the cameras. By the way, all of our footage from that night corrupted.
Shut up.
Swear. All of it.
Okay.
From the basement. We have like some rinky dink footage with nothing, maybe a couple clips from Ida's room, which was good, but everything else said footage corrupted. That place just
I got to interrupt you here.
No, interrupt.
I sent you a link, and I know you haven't had time to watch it all.
I have not.
From my investigation there. I was in the kitchen, and there were some things that happened, possible out of body experience earlier in the investigation. Had some other weird things happen, batteries dying, things like that. Like I said, I told you off air, when we went there, we had way too many people, and they wanted to go up to the attic and do Estes experiments. I'm like, I'm staying in the basement. I'm going by myself. I'm staying down here because there is just way too many people. Any voice I hear could be somebody whispering over here, whatever. I said, I want you guys to go up there. I'm staying in the basement. So I went into the kitchen, and on the north wall, there is a stainless steel countertop.
Yep.
Okay. In the middle of the room in the kitchen is the ceiling fan.
Makes a lot of noise.
And it wasn't on. This was we went April 2nd. It was pretty chilly.
Am I talking about the same thing? There's like one that clicks
like
a lot.
The vent up on the wall that spins.
Oh no! I'm talking about the ceiling fan.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Not the exhaust fan.
Because I'm like, something's making noise, and she's like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Live on. Sorry to interrupt.
If the wind blows, it moves those louvers in there.
Yeah, and it's
I know what you're talking
leaky.
about. Yeah. So, on the ceiling fan, hanging from the strings, somebody had put a feather, and I don't know if it was still there whenever you guys were there or not. But so I take my camera and I point it at that feather. I'm like, look, I've seen some weird things tonight. I went into this thing complete skeptic, open-minded skeptic, but skeptic. Like I'd never seen anything before. I'm like, I've seen some weird things tonight. If you can move that feather, I will believe. Feather didn't move, but I
was like the anticipation.
So I was like, okay, that isn't working. I'm like, can you just let me know you're here? Can you make a noise? Whatever. And so I knocked on that countertop. I was like, can you make a noise like that? That room that has nothing in it.
The one
it's
I'm
off
talking
to the right.
about.
If you're looking back towards, there's a room to the right, and there's nothing in there.
Yep.
A banging sound, like literally, like 3 or 4 seconds after. But see, when you said something about it sounded like a gunshot. Replay. When you watch that video that I sent you, tell me what that sounds like.
Okay.
Because at first, it was muffled. Like when I was hearing it myself. It was kind of muffled, but when I amplified it, it sounds like a freaking gunshot. Now that you mention it,
we got like it was so like real time that our ears were ringing, and she
it wasn't that loud. Like whenever I had the experience, it sounded like it was kind of mimicking what I was doing.
Right.
But when I amplified it, it did sound like a gunshot. So, so that happens, and I'm like, okay. And I mean, you guys have watched my TikToks. My default setting is comedy. So my first instinct was I laughed. I'm like, holy cow, oh, what the hell? So I went into that room. That one has nothing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, it sounded like it came from this room. If you can do it again, I will believe. Literally 2 seconds later, same freaking sound right in front of me on the blank wall.
Just one?
Yes.
Yeah, because we
That's
got
right.
just one. But it sounded, if we had to, I would have to say gunshot. But then I'm like, okay, it could have been like one of those poppets. But it was so loud that like and we have the video posted, but like when you're there in real person, like in person, and experience, that was the moment in time, which was this past Halloween, that I was like, okay, I am a full-fledged believer. That was my experience, because I never experienced anything as a child that I know of, because I think I've been debunking since the beginning. But I always felt weird vibes everywhere. And, the psychics that my mom used to have over and her have told me that, I am empathic and that I just ignore a lot of the intuition, and that tracks, because I'll feel weird vibes about people that come into my life and then they end up like robbing me of my money, borrowing money, not paying it back, just being, just ass hants, and yeah, but she's teaching me to be a little bit more, in tune with that. So I'm like, that's just anxiety. No, it's not always anxiety. Sometimes it's your body trying to tell you, hey, there's something wrong with the, this vibe. It's not something you should go near. And I'm paying more attention to that for sure.
I agree.
I'm a good ass person.
You are. You're a wonderful person.
And I really, truly just want to spread love and, experience and share stories. And, even if people don't disagree, it's so much fun to have those conversations and different beliefs and all of that. I just love it. So yeah. Rainbows and sunshine and smiles.
I'm actually trying to pull up the video because I have it somewhere here on my computer.
So can you do that? Can you show videos while on here? Yeah, we're new.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it though. I may have uploaded it to my OneDrive.
Is that what you use as OneDrive? Because we've been
yeah, just to save space on my computer, because I have so many videos from all my recordings and stuff.
We're using Dropbox, but it's so expensive.
Yeah, OneDrive, you get it, you can pay for an expanded OneDrive, but it comes with so many other features that a lot of people don't even know you get.
That's with Google, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's with your Google One account.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. I canceled it and then we went with Dropbox, and because we were gonna share it with someone who used to be on the team, and then unfortunately, there was one of those vibes that we just talked about. So, yeah. It's just the two of us. I think it's gonna stay like that. It's a good vibe. We work well, and we, if I'm like, you're being too loud, I'm like, shh. And then she doesn't get hurt by that. I'm like, yo, we got to take this seriously. Like, shh. And it's so much fun.
I'm going to try something else here.
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
And I will edit this for time, but let's see. Oh, I'm on go to my channel.
Did he freeze? No, he's trying to.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah, he's just trying to. I think he's trying to pull up a video.
Okay.
Right. I'm trying to find that video.
I like this Riverside thing.
Oh, it's nice. I won't use anything else.
Do you? I know because I made sure I downloaded it before and did some research because I wanted to come in prepared, and it said join for free or whatever. But I assume if you're a podcaster, you probably pay for it.
I do, because the amount of recording time is the thing.
Yeah. They cut you off like CapCut does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they never, they won't, that's not what I wanted.
CapCut's been on my last nerve though, because they keep moving my captions around and I have to do all these workarounds. And I'm like, what am I paying for? So if you have any other good suggestions, I think you sent me some,
Pulled up
but
my videos,
we just really mess with a lot of audio. Do you have footage from Randolph? Like good?
Oh yeah,
like,
I sent her a link to our investigation,
I
but
have to go through my phone. It's a nightmare.
let's see here. Let me see if I can share this. Feathers, that's the one.
Ooh, I gotta sneeze.
Bless you, child. I said it just like a banjo. Actually, that sounded a little bit more like New Orleans, like I'm a voodoo queen.
Yep.
I would love to go to New Orleans if I wasn't so scared.
Impress me.
Are you able to see that?
Mhm.
Can you hear it?
You have to move something.
There's voices in there.
Clang something. Move them feathers. I don't think you can. Prove me wrong.
You tested them.
Move them feathers.
Suspense is killing me.
Right?
It's probably the easiest thing in here. Just move them feathers.
Yeah, I'm a rookie here.
You're doing great. I just wish you went to the left because then you would see the sign that I made Doris and they still have there.
It wouldn't have been there then.
Oh, that's
There's some
right.
things that make me question tonight.
That's right.
But if I would see those feathers move right now, that would make me a firm believer.
You hear it.
Can you move them?
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else down here but me. Move them feathers. Move something. Make a noise.
I'm so excited.
Can you knock on something? Like this? Can you knock 3 times, 1 time? Throw something?
That is what we heard.
Okay. I hope they caught that on that video, on that camera. Oh my.
So,
It's going to happen again.
oh, it's happening again.
Go-
Okay.
Oh yeah, go in that other room where I heard it.
There's definitely something that moved back here. Can you do that again? Oh my God, I hope I caught that on audio. Something definitely clanged out here after I asked it and told it to prove to me. Can you do that again? Come and talk into this recorder. Okay, there it was again.
You have a lot more on there, John, than you think you do.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of voices. Like, was the other, 18, 14 people? Is that when you went with a lot of people?
Yes, but they were all up in the attic.
Exactly. So I don't think that's a very large building. And
Yeah, that's 3 floors above. I mean, there's
Right.
two living floors and then the attic. And they were doing Estes experiments. So There was only one person really talking during that
Typically
time.
a very quiet
You wouldn't have heard
experiment.
that.
Yeah. Did you just amplify the audio? Is that all you did?
Yeah, that's all I did.
You have a lot more on there.
You do.
You have
I could hear like conversations in there.
So if you were to throw that in, reduce noise, crank up your volume, like you amplified your volume, you reduce noise, and then enhance voice, and that'll honestly, with the voices going on in
I'll
there,
just send it to you since you know how to do all that stuff.
Honestly, I would love that. If you could send it to me, I would love to play with it. Like I was gonna ask, but then I was like, maybe he won't want me to.
Yeah, I've got some other stuff. I don't have permission to use their names and likeness,
Right?
But I can send it to you privately.
Yeah, totally cool. I'm so happy to my favorite jam is like EVP, finding voices that you don't hear with the naked ear, which is why we have 1,000 of these boom mics set up all the time around our house. And honestly, our videos haven't disappointed, and we still have
Did you hear the one? Did you at least hear the one that said "Daddy"?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, because you can hear that without the amplification.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, we hear voices all the time just in the house.
Yeah,
we're like, what? And I didn't say
anything. And then the other day, I texted her. I was like, "I'm gonna be home in like 20 minutes." She's like, "I just heard you outside the bathroom, rustling through your clothes because we have like a room built off of our room that's like a huge walk-in closet, and like I'm constantly shuffling with the hangers." And she said, "I heard you trying to pick out clothes." I'm like, I am nowhere near the house.
I heard the footsteps. Oh, wow. I heard like she was.
I'm constantly sniffling with my allergies,
and the clothing hangers like.
I'm trying to keep it real right now, but like I cannot breathe in Kentucky.
I'm not home yet, and I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna stay in here.
Yeah, and then we have to find there's one EVP that just blows our mind because I don't know where it is, but we'll find it.
Yeah, we'll find it.
That's why I ordered a MacBook Pro with because right now I'm on an Air, and so I was like, I need way more storage and a bigger screen because I'm like blind. But it got lost. It never came, and I got refunded.
I also have a 5 terabyte solid state drive that I use too.
Do you use like an external?
Yeah,
it's probably smart. But I don't do as much as you do. But I just have a lot of footage, and then I won't keep I'll go through the original files and then I'll cut it and then just trash it. Whatever's not good.
Then I'm always afraid I'm going to miss something.
Me too, but then I just let it go.
That's what I said. We were getting so overwhelmed with how much we had to go through, and then I just said, why don't we just watch through it pretty quickly and. What if we miss something? We make more.
Yeah,
we live more. I mean, they respond now when we ask questions just on the GoPro cameras. They know, and they have said that they prefer that over the sweep radio. So that's kind of our go-to now is we just ask questions and they speak to the camera and we watch it back.
This is their favorite thing. So this is the inverted GoPro. So this has the IR lens capability, and then we throw the IR lights on it. Usually I'll blast it on one until that one dies because they'll suck the life out of it. So I have a backup, and they just love this Rode mic. I don't know. It's blown my mind. This house has, if it wasn't for Randolph really started the believer journey, but moving in here, this has been a whole nother ball game. And then the rude spirit that we have, our maid.
Did you say rooster?
Rude. See, that's the Canadian. I speak really fast. So when I voice text, it turns it into some crazy stuff, and I don't proofread it. I'll tend to be like, yeah, you do know. I'm doing my best. And I was like, it doesn't understand Trailer Park Boy. But no, we had what did we pick up? From Armadia. Her name's Armadia. And the deed, it says Armilda, but she keeps saying Media on the sweep radios and like the custom portals that we have. And she introduces herself, but then we also think that she's kind of like the gatekeeper. I think she's just a grumpy old biatch that just kind of keeps everyone at bay. And we're like, Armadia, step back. You are not in charge here, and we will put you in the street forever doing something naughty that you don't want to do, because she called us blasphemers.
So she's kind of like your Patricia.
I mean, yeah.
She sucks.
She has her opinion. Everybody has their opinion, but she's the only one that has an issue with us of all the people that live here. And the funny thing is the other spirits immediately responded and said hateful. They immediately took up for us.
We're like, is she ever going to come around? And the Epoch box goes, no. It won't just say no once. Like it'll like say no 15 times. And then you're like, okay, yeah, that's a definite no.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm getting it. I heard loud and clear.
Yeah, but I'm still working on her. I've toned it down with her a little bit because I used to address her in a not so nice way. Like how I would have put into me jumping in the well at Bobby Mackey's into words. That's what I would call her. But I would start it with like I was like, if you're going to treat me this way, this is my house now. And I was like, we're trying to cohabitate here. So like, can we work it out? And then a mag like flies off this antique pie safe that we have. And like, we collect antiques too. So I can guarantee we've got some objects that have brought some stuff in. We know because we collect things from the Victorian age. So we've got like Civil War boots. We've got, that like if you touch, they'll disintegrate. Like they're in a case.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The stuff that we have is don't rob our house, anyone.
Yes.
I just learned that
I would not suggest trying to steal anything from their house.
No. We're ready.
All the objects are haunted and you will have an attachment.
I also have my 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo, and I was supposed to go to the Olympics one time, but then I chose hockey instead because I'm Canadian. So don't mess with me. I will protect my fangs.
Yeah.
But I think we should.
And being in
in
the United States, you have a right to protect your things.
And I went and took that course, to learn how to use one. And funny story, actually. I went and took the course because I went and bought one.
Uh-huh.
Never used it. Never been shown how to use it. I was like, I could teach myself how to use it, load it. Nope. Luckily, my ex-father-in-law, he was in the Navy or what's the one in the air? What you guys go? Air Force. Sorry, I'm so Canadian. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm taking it out of the box and I'm loading it, and didn't know that if you had one in the chamber, you didn't have the safety on, something could happen. Mm-hmm. So I was putting it back in the box, and then kablooey through the floor into the garage. Ping, 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 ping. Hit like every toolbox, and right beside my big toe. Like the fact that I am still living with a big toe on my right foot is an absolute miracle.
And here at Myths, Monsters, and Mullets, we recommend proper gun safety.
Mm-hmm. And I took
Make sure you take a course on gun safety.
I promise I did.
Properly store your weapons.
Yes, I'm good. I'm good now.
Don't pull a Lil Wayne and take off your own foot.
No. Honestly, like I am. It actually it scared me a little bit, and that's why when I heard the sound in the basement at Randolph, it was so familiar to me in person, and that's how I was like, I've heard this before, because that ringing in your ear, it don't stop.
That's wild though. When you said that about a gunshot, and like instantly it came to my mind, I'm like, holy crap, that's kind of what I had on camera. I'm like, oh my God, maybe that's
Yeah.
what it was.
I think you heard it residual, and I think we had it real time because the veil is thinner on Halloween. Think about
Yeah.
it.
And
Everything
actually,
comes out to play.
we were there on Good Friday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the yin and yang there.
2025 Halloween collab.
We can make that happen.
That place is no joke on Halloween, John. I'm telling you.
What date is Halloween following this year?
Let's check it.
Actually, I can just pull it up.
Because I know Kate pretty personally at this point, so I can maybe swing her on a deal.
I'm all about deals.
Yo, me too. I'm wheeling and dealing. I don't
It
pay
is
full
on
price
a
for that.
Friday this year.
Okay, so it's a more expensive night. I'll wheel and deal. Don't you worry.
You let me know.
I
and
will. Would you do it again? She's
well,
the weary one.
I've been wanting to contact them anyway about maybe doing something with Miss Monsters and Mullets and the infirmary.
I mean, now that
maybe
I know
not
what
even-
you're dealing with, yeah, I'd go.
Are they responding to you?
I haven't contacted them yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
They I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. They have a lot of like they're always booked.
Oh yeah.
And they're not always the kindest, I'll be honest. So if you want I can reach out because I have a little bit of a rapport with them.
Yeah.
But they just I think they're overwhelmed. Probably because they need to clean the carpets and they never do. Like,
Well, yeah.
like, did you sleep there?
Sleep. I was investigating the entire time.
But people actually go to sleep. Have you gone upstairs and seen the sleeping?
We the only part of the caretakers area that we were in was when they gave us the tour.
Okay.
And you start off in the living room area,
Yeah.
and we were in that front dining room area. That's what we set up as our command center.
Yep.
The kitchen.
Yep.
And the bathroom. We didn't go upstairs to the other part.
You can skip the whole tour too. Every time I book now, I'm like, I don't want the tour because then you get the extra
I don't need
2
it anymore
hours.
either.
Yeah, and they'll talk forever. So I'm just like, no.
I mean, it was
tour.
interesting because we had never been there before, so it was interesting hearing all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
for sure. But then there's also Blackburn Jail and the church, I can't remember its name, and Stone Mansion, which you said that
Jim
you went in.
Jones's boyhood church,
Jim Jones.
and then the Stone Mansion, and they have another one too. It's a
Jim
school.
Jones Boyhood. Is that for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Jim Jones, the cult leader.
The Kool-Aid guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't want to go there now.
I've never heard anybody that's been there, so I don't know if anybody gets any activity there or not. I don't know.
I will think you're gonna know. I'm gonna call them tomorrow.
Okay.
I think we should go.
Okay.
Well, we have Attic Saturday. I don't care. I'll call in sick on Monday. Sorry, work. I was like, I just want to quit my job and do this forever. But don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could do
Well.
podcasting all the time, my wife, she won't pull the weight. No, I'm joking.
You looked so serious, and I was just like, do I laugh?
During my live, she sits in the same room, and she's my moderator.
I
So
love
she'll
it.
be watching the comments and stuff, and I'll do little jokes like that all the time with her sitting right there.
She has to
One
watch the
one
comments.
because I know she won't get on camera. She doesn't like to be on camera, so I'm safe, and at least as long as I'm on my live.
I hate being on camera. This is the one thing that's brought me on camera, because you may not know this about me, but my anxiety is like the version of like a Slipknot song that is happening inside my body, but no one could ever tell because I've been spending 38 years mastering it.
Yeah,
I think I did good.
but do I at least make you feel a little comfortable?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And there's certain people that don't, for sure. And that's, tied back to the whole vibe thing.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think it's important to, face your fears, and like I'm doing that. And I say I'm a ghost hunter, but like ask her, I'm like the biggest scaredy cat ever. I'm like, I'm not going in there by myself, but sometimes I have a little extra bravery. I think I don't know. It's just like this is the time I'm getting thrown down the stairs or something, because that's one thing that I haven't experienced when people are like, "Oh, I've been scratched or pushed," and I'm not saying that hasn't happened, because maybe it has, but I've never had it happen to me, and I am not inviting it.
No.
But I'm the type of person that doesn't believe it till I see it or feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm the same way. I was like I said, an open-minded skeptic until Randolph County Infirmary. Ghosts exist.
Love that.
And then we'll talk about that. I've said this so many times. We'll talk about this offline. But yeah.
We're doing Randolph together. 100%.
I think so.
I think it'd be cool. We both got a similar thing. It's like, this is serendipitous. This is meant to be.
You very well could be true. Yeah, I think so.
She'll tell me later if it is.
No. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I actually do feel like it is. And now with Randolph, now that I know what I'm walking into, I 100% would like to go in prepared and see what, not what I can stir up, but what's already stirred up. Because
there's things stirred up. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So
everybody I've talked to has had something happen there.
It's the mirror room. Ever since they put that darn mirror room in,
dude, I didn't even know that freaking mirror was there.
Don't go in that room.
Don't go in it.
Oh, we did.
We
did.
No,
it's fixable. It's fine.
Forever ruined.
I remember when this was before we had decided to actually start any paranormal journey. When you called and I was at the airport and she's like, I made this executive decision. You and I are going to do Randolph on Halloween.
Totally did.
Yeah.
I was like, threw it on my credit card. Let's go.
I was like, okay, cool. And immediately, she didn't even give me a second to like process myself. I was sitting having a giant margarita in an airport and she's like, what are you picking up on? What do you know about the place? And I was like, I don't know anything about the place, actually. What do you want to know? And whatever you get. And I kind of went through some of the basics. Turns out I'd picked up on Ida. I picked up on that room by the kitchen where we heard that loud bang.
She explained the floor plan. I was like, I just pooped a little in my pants. This is the USA.
That's right.
Land of the free.
I came from Canada. This is where it's at. No, I love it here. I really do. And anybody who, has any Canadian questions, because I already know there's like 3 top ones and I'm going to answer them all now. No, it's not better. The healthcare sucks. You get what you pay for, and you'll actually die while you're waiting to be treated. So that's generally what I get. Plus, it just sucks. It's cold 9 months out of the year, and there's a lot of rules. 13% tax on everything. So do the math on that. $100 pair of shoes, $113. Car? You want to buy a car? Forget about it. You want to buy a house? Forget about it.
Wow.
So I think I really hope that I just swayed some opinions there, because
I hope you did too.
Canada sucks. If you want to visit, honestly, go shopping, because your money's worth gold. Use your credit card. It does the conversion, but then go back home and don't go back ever. Or don't go to
I do want to go up there and go Bigfoot hunting though.
Oh yeah. I mean, my brother lives in Alberta, and Alberta, I believe, in BC are hot spots, and my brother's a big believer in all that. I believe he's camping right now because he keeps sending me random photos. But
has he ever seen Bigfoot?
He says he has. Yeah, I just have to get.
Up.
Yeah,
your brother?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hook me up.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him. He doesn't really do a lot of social media stuff. He's really busy. He's an electrician and stays off grid because normal life stuff. And now he's found a good gal that's just traveling with him, the dogs, and but I mean he's he's super outgoing and looks like me but larger with a beard. And he'd probably be more than willing to share stories for sure. And he's got stories on stories.
Heck yeah.
And I don't believe it involved mushrooms. So
But there's a chance, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, there maybe. Yeah, he did try to find the meaning of life under the couch once, but he was not successful. And then my mom called the non-emergency line, and the rest is history. But yeah, we go.
Well, guys, we've been doing this for an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, we've been killing it. I love it.
Yeah, and we're gonna do this again.
Yeah, I'd love to.
But I think right now we're well past my audience's attention span.
Yeah, you want to get them watching all the way through, and hopefully they stay for the farts and the poops and the.
Well, you never know. I may split it up into 2 episodes. And
yeah.
We'll see.
Whatever you need to do with it,
well, why don't you guys go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you?
Great idea. We are HGM Toast on TikTok, which is hunting ghosts and making toast. Our website is huntingghost.com. What a domain to get on. Yeah. And at HGM Toast on Instagram. We do not currently have a YouTube. It's maybe in the works, but I think we're just going to stick to that for now. And because it really is just about fun. It's not really about money at this point, but money would be cool. I got like $4 from TikTok yesterday. I was like, whoa, $4. What's up? But I use it for coins and give it to whoever.
Yeah, I've been using my gifts to go towards Randolph County Infirmary. So
we need to talk more about that because I don't. Are you like putting?
We'll talk offline.
Yeah, because like October's my birthday month too, so like I have to have something big happen, and that's returning to Randolph. Yeah, it'd be so cool to have you there. So yeah. Talk offline. Yeah. Let's work it out.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I appreciate you ladies coming on, and we will talk to you later.
Yeah. Catch us on TikTok. Watch our cool footage. I post daily. Live every weekend.
More than daily.
Yeah. I've been trying. I'm trying to I'm trying to follow the rules and, the tips and tricks. So
right.
It's like only post between this time and this time and this time and this time. And I'm like, you know what? If I have time, that's when it's going. But thank you so much, John, for having us on. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're hilarious. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna throw this on my sharesies when the release date comes out.
Yeah, it'll probably be in August.
Dang.
So.
Thank you so much.
Right.
We enjoyed
and thank you to John's wife, who's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, shout her out. Moderator.
Yeah, she puts up with me.
Yeah.
So she isn't in the room when I do my one-on-one interviews, but
She'll
during my live, she's in there. So.
Okay.
So,
well,
all right. Until next time, if you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share and you'd like to be on the show, you can email me at mythsandmullets@gmail.com, or you can find me on TikTok and join the live. I'll talk to you later. Gotta go.
Bye, guys.
Shadow in the pines lurking in the dusky air. Bigfoot stomps through the woods like he don't care. Lights in the sky flash green then blue. Aliens descending with a secret or two. Whispers in the breeze, cold fingers down your spine. Ghosts in the graveyard, twisting through time. Eyes wide open in the dead of night. The myths and monsters giving one hell of a fright. Oh, Myths, Monsters, and Mullets podcast, spinning wild tales of a future and a past. Hosted by John Methenkamp's fiery soul. He as the truth passes by. The lines are blurry, the story's bold. John Methenkamp spins them into southern gold. Apparitions dancing in the smoky haze. Legends of the deep south told in hollers and bays. Bigfoot runs free, chasing shadow dreams. Aliens keep secrets like moonlight beams. Down by the bayou, you hear a raspy growl. Swamp gas glowing as the coyotes howl. A UFO zipping just